Now we're going to take a look at the two ways we would utilize the offset function. Offsetting is where we're moving the table to an alternate or offset position. The primary reason we would do that would be to either inspect the design or, more importantly, if we're running multiple transfer sheets, we would have the table move out away from the press units to make it easier to load the transfer sheet. We're going to look at this the first way, which is where we're going to manually move the table out and we're going to have the machine return the table back to where we left off. This would potentially be used if you wanted to inspect your design or you realize that one or two spangles laid down in the wrong position and you want to fix those before you finish this transfer, something along those lines. So I have a design already loaded in the machine and I'm going to run it. I of course have already set my colors, I found my start point, and I've traced it. We have now printed a bunch of this design and I want to take a better look at it for whatever reason. Maybe I feel that there's some spangles hanging on the bottom of a press unit and I want to clean that off. Maybe I just want to take a better look at the design. So I'm going to move this to an offset position. So using the arrow buttons, I'm going to have this come out to me. But now we need to be able to return this back to where we left off. In order to do that, I'm going to hit the Off S Origin S button. And then to actually have it go back, I am going to press the Set button. It now returns back to the exact position where we left off, where I now hit Start and finish printing out this design. Let's take a look at the second part of offsetting, which is the more automated version. This is where we're going to actually program into the control panel a command to have the table come out to an alternate or offset position to make it easier to load our transfer sheets. We already have designs in the memory of the machine and we have already loaded a transfer sheet onto our table and we have centered the table to our press units. So now we're going to go to the control panel and select the design that we're going to run. So we need to make sure that we are in our main menu. We're going to hit End. Now we're going to hit Set to select our design, and I want the ProSpangle design, so we're just going to find the design in here. There it is. Press Set to accept it. Now we're going to assign the colors. This happens to be two-color design using 2 millimeters for both. So I'm going to go to Unit Change, and for the first one I'm going to use press unit number 2, which is a 2 millimeter, and then for the second color I'm going to use press unit number 1, and we're going to hit Set to accept that. Now of course the machine has put press unit number 2 in the active position since that is going to be the one that it's using to press out the first color. Now I'm going to set our start point and check our frame limit. So I'm going to hit the trace button twice, press Set. It's now going to check the limits of the frame, bring us to our starting point. And now we're going to make sure the design fits. So I'm going to actually trace it now. I hit trace once, press Set. It traces the design. I'm watching press unit 2 to make sure it fits. And that fits fine. Now we're going to actually program the offset function. So I'm going to press the Off S Origin S button. And it's telling me frame offset setting, frame move. I need to move the frame in order to set the offset. So now using the arrow keys, I'm going to move this frame out to a position that will make it easier for me to load the transfer paper. So I'm going to start moving this out to me, as well as I like it off to the left-hand side to move the press units more towards the center of the table. So this is the position I like this to be in so that I can easily change my transfer sheet. Now that I've got that set, I press the set button, and now I simply press start and run the design. Design is finishing up. You'll now notice the table automatically moves to its offset position. I now take this transfer sheet off. Put my cover sheet back on. That one's completed. Now we're going to simply take our next transfer sheet, fill off our covering, load this onto the table, and simply hit start and print out the next one. We'll continue to do this until we have printed however many transfer sheets we need to fill this order. To turn off the offset function, there are two ways of doing it. We could simply power off the machine and power it back on again. That'll cancel out the offset. Or we can simply hit the off S button, origin S, and simply hit set. And we can see now the offset is turned off.